Welcome back. Today, we're diving into a tabletop session that starts out with jokes about anime and somehow ends with the players tangled up in global supernatural politics. Let's break down how one night of storytelling can spiral from just having fun into something with world-altering consequences.
So the session kicks off with this really fun, lighthearted banter that you'd totally expect. The players are joking around, talking about shows they're watching, and it's that classic calm before the storm. They have absolutely no idea that the story is about to take a very, very dark turn. But of course, that lighthearted mood just shatters the second the story actually begins. One of the characters, Joshua, has this chilling realization, and with just a few words, the whole vibe of the session shifts from relaxed to, well, deeply unsettling.
Joshua tells everyone that the psychic, mystical connection he has with his creator, his sire, has been completely severed. And you have to understand, for a vampire in this world, that's not just a bad feeling. It's like a part of your soul just got ripped out. It's a kind of spiritual death, and it immediately casts the shadow of dread over everything.
So while Joshua is dealing with this huge existential crisis, the pressure of just being a vampire pushes another character, Stefan, down a path that's a lot more immediate and a whole lot bloodier.
Stefan is just trying to feed, but his control slips. That predatory instinct that all vampires have, what the game calls the beast, it just completely takes over. It's a moment of pure, raw hunger, and in that loss of control, he does something that has immediate and pretty devastating consequences.
Okay, so this image here, it represents a really fascinating game mechanic. In this game system, when a vampire's hunger hits 0, it means they've totally satisfied their inner beast. But that almost always happens because of a violent, out-of-control frenzy. It's this chilling paradox, where you win by the game's numbers, but you've just failed catastrophically as a person.
And the result is an accidental murder. This isn't just a personal moral crisis for Stefan anymore. Oh no, this is now a very real, very dangerous problem that could get the entire group exposed and destroyed.
So what does he do? He panics. He calls for backup. And in that one phone call, his personal mistake blows up into a full-blown group conspiracy. The problem isn't just his anymore, it belongs to everyone now.
I mean, how do you even begin to solve a problem like that? Well, you called in a specialist. The group's fixer, a character known only as the Undertaker, gets the call. And he brings a very grim, but very specialized set of skills to the party.
The Undertaker just calmly runs through this chilling list of possible solutions. And this moment really hammers home the dark, pragmatic reality they're in. This isn't a moral debate, it's just logistical problem-solving of the absolute grimmest kind.
So together they come up with this multi-step plan, and they approach the whole cover-up with the cold, detached precision of a heist crew. Every step is designed to erase one more piece of the puzzle, to make a human being simply vanish.
But as two of the characters, Matt and the Undertaker, are down in these dark service tunnels hauling a body, they find out something that changes everything. They are not alone down there.
Out of the shadows comes this ancient, frail-looking creature, and she offers to take the body off their hands. It's such a perfect moment, right? A perfect example of a core truth in this world. There are always older, more powerful things moving just beneath the surface.
And here's the reveal. She looks like a withered old woman who could be knocked over by a stiff breeze. But then she lifts the body with this impossible strength. It proves she is far, far more than she appears.
Then she tells Lev she wasn't there by chance. Nope, she was sent by a powerful figure specifically to protect the group. And this leads directly to the session's biggest and most world-shaking twist.
The name she gives their mysterious protector is Robin, a Justicar, and that means he's one of the most powerful and feared vampires in the entire world. With that one name, the scope of their game just went from street-level survival to the global stage.
So, just so we're all clear, having the attention of a Justicar is not like having a cop interested in you. It's like having a nuclear superpower suddenly take a very, very personal interest in your life. Their authority is absolute, and their attention is never, ever a casual thing.
The player's reaction really says it all. This one piece of information completely reframes their entire existence. They aren't just trying to survive night to night anymore. They are now pawns in a political game that is bigger, older, and infinitely more dangerous than they ever could have imagined.
So with the body crisis handled, but their minds still reeling from the Justicar bomb that just dropped, the group decides to follow up on a new lead, and it takes them into the earthquake-ravaged ruins of Portland's Chinatown.
And there, in all the rubble, they find a cellar door leading down into the city's infamous Shanghai tunnels. And it's marked with this simple, kind of perfect, ominous invitation stenciled right on the wood.
So Matt, the character with psychic abilities, goes down into the dark and finds an old photograph of a notorious mob boss from the 50s. The second he touches it, bam! He's hit with this violent vision of a bloody shootout that happened in those very tunnels decades ago.
The vision gives them a name, James Butler Elkins. He was a real-life gangster who ran his criminal empire from these tunnels. This suggests a totally new kind of supernatural threat is waiting for them down there, a literal ghost from the city's violent past.
And that is where the session ends. The characters are caught between two massive, unseen forces. They have a potential ghost from the city's past haunting the tunnels beneath them, and the invisible political games of a Justicar watching them from above. It leaves us with this huge question. Trapped between a power below and a power above, what can they possibly do next?